Designing and moving into your own building, it means you can actually design the building around the processes of the company, whereas if you move into an existing structure, you generally have to sort of change the processes of the company around the building and the existing structure you've got there. But with this, it's totally to our needs, which is absolutely fantastic. The place you can see that easier is in the warehouse, really, and the repacking facilities. So when we were looking at designing those areas, we were really looking at a hospital trauma unit and how the process flow goes through there, because obviously it's critical that you keep efficiencies to a maximum. So that's what we're looking for when designing our warehouse and clean rooms. So there are a few basic and some more sophisticated ways that we ensure no cross-contamination happens, particularly during the repack phase. The most basic of which is the clean downs of the clean rooms, which obviously are very, very detailed clean down at the end of each night and between repacks as well. And also the protective clothing that the repack guys have to wear to ensure no contamination from the outside world. But also the more sophisticated aspects, and the place where we've invested the most amount of money to make these clean rooms the best in the industry, is the fact that they're ISO Class 8, so that means they've got HEPA filtered air coming in, so it brings in air from the outside that's got all the undesirable particles removed from it. It also has laminar flow, so the flow of air is from the ceiling to the ground, and then they've got grills in the ground that take the air out, which means that the flow of particulates is always down to the ground, so it's not mixing with any of the other products that are in there, so it's always straight out. There's also a pressure differential between the clean room and the corridors outside, or the goods in out areas of the clean room. So what that means is when the doors open to the clean room, the air is pushed out and not sucked in, so you can get no contamination from that area as well. So there's quite a few more sophisticated things to do with our clean room that make sure we don't have any cross-contamination there. We've split up the warehouse function into many different roles, and making sure we have specialists in those roles. So when an order's placed up here, the sales confirmation is sent to our customers, and the order goes down onto the pick list for the guys. They then pick the products from the main racks and bring it down to somebody else that is tasked with building the pallets for delivery. So they will see all the orders that are coming in and build it onto a pallet, and then they'll print off a pallet manifest. So that contains all the information for all the products that are going onto that pallet. Then it's moved into the dispatch area, so into the marshalling area from the main bulk of the warehouse. And this is where everything's zoned as well. So within that you've got items that are going for shipping in Europe, items that are going for shipping in UK. They're then put there and built, and the guy in charge of dispatch will check it off against the pallet manifest and make sure the products that's on the manifest are on the pallets, and also that all of those products are on the order from the WMS system. And then he will also oversee it actually physically being put onto the lorry. So again, there's extra checks there at all steps of the way, so that we make sure that the customer's getting what they ordered. We're very environmentally aware, especially bringing products in from all over the world. We're trying to reduce our carbon footprint as much as possible, really. So the entirety of our roof is covered in a 126 kilowatt solar system, which is an incredibly large system. So large, in fact, that when we tried to apply for the system, we were told that we couldn't have it because the network couldn't handle the power it would produce. But we managed to argue the fact that we could have it, and they capitulated, and thankfully we've got a very, very efficient solar system on the roof. We've also got LED lights in the warehouse, which reduce our power consumption of the warehouse lighting, which is one of the biggest demands of power in the building. So we're actually a very carbon efficient building, which is great.